Does anyone still remember the little girl who was drawn into the magical world and the adventures to the Emerald City to find her way back home? Let me know in the comments below. Today, let's uncover the truth about the scary stories behind the curtain of cinema. How scary are the sudden deaths of 11 members? The diseases that make it difficult for the medical profession. Horrifying mental illnesses. Let's remember them together. Those who have contributed greatly to the Hollywood film industry. We invite you to watch this program. The cold Miss Gulch and the evil witch haunt with their eerie laughter and the image of riding a broom in the sky. The witch character is played by actress Margaret Hamilton, a famous American actress. Born on December 9, 1902 in Cleveland, Ohio, this witch role left a deep impression on the audience. But she also had an accident on the set when she was severely burned by the explosion effects. Although her character was scary, Hamilton in real life was known as a gentle and kind person. She loved children and always supported education. She contributed a lot to the lasting success of The Wizard of Oz, a film that has been loved by many generations. Hamilton was originally a kindergarten teacher, but her passion for acting brought her to the stage and then the big screen. Known for her characteristic acting style and sharp appearance, Hamilton often played strange and unique characters. Margaret Hamilton died on May 16, 1985, at the age of 82, in Salisbury, Connecticut, of a heart attack. In her later years, her health was weakened by a variety of age-related problems, especially heart failure. Prior to her death, Hamilton had been dealing with a long period of heart failure, which caused fatigue and limited her ability to perform daily activities. She suffered from body aches and shortness of breath, especially in her final days. Hamilton always maintained an optimistic spirit and a resilient attitude, showing a love of life despite her declining health. Her family and friends said that, despite the pain of heart failure, she maintained her sense of humor and kindness until the end of her life. Her iconic role in The Wizard of Oz left a lasting impression. But the real Margaret Hamilton was a far cry from the scary image of the witch. Always friendly, loving children and dedicated to education. Judy Garland. Born Frances Ethelgum on June 10, 1922 in Grand Rapids, Minnesota, was an accomplished American actress and singer. Beginning her career as a child, Garland quickly attracted attention for her powerful voice and outstanding acting ability. Her role as Dorothy Gale in the classic film The Wizard of Oz, 1939, made Garland an international star. Her song, Over the Rainbow, became iconic and loved by generations. Judy Garland died on June 22, 1969 in London, at the age of 47, from a drug overdose. The cause of death was determined to be an accident. But Garland's final years were a series of days of suffering. Starting her career as a child and becoming a star after her role as Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, she faced tremendous pressure from the entertainment industry. Garland was forced to take stimulants to maintain her energy for work and sleeping pills to combat insomnia, leading to a lifelong dependence on the drugs. Garland's personal life was also difficult, with 5 unhappy marriages and mounting financial problems. Her mental and physical health deteriorated, leaving her struggling with loneliness and anxiety. By the end of her life, Garland was physically and mentally exhausted, but she still managed to maintain her career and her love of the stage. Her death was not only a cause for mourning, but also a warning about the cruel pressures in the entertainment industry for young artists like her. Jack Haley. Born August 10, 1897 in Boston, Massachusetts, was a famous Hollywood actor and singer, best known for his role as the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz, 1939. The role was originally given to Buddy Ebsen, but when Ebsen had a severe allergic reaction to the makeup, Haley was chosen instead. With his charming acting and warm voice, Haley portrayed an emotional Tin Man who was always searching for his heart. His life after leaving the stage was quite peaceful, away from the glitz of the entertainment industry. Haley always remembered his role as the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz, a role that made his name and helped him leave his mark in film history. Haley died on June 6, 1979, at the age of 81, due to heart disease. Before his death, his health gradually declined, causing him to face many serious health problems. In his later years, Haley suffered from many heart problems, which greatly affected his quality of life. Although he was a famous artist and had a successful career, he lived a rather private life and did not like the public attention, which made the difficulties in his personal life even more difficult. Haley experienced pressure and anxiety related to his career after leaving Hollywood, feeling forgotten in the entertainment industry. Although he was very proud of his role as the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz, his limited screen appearances later on made him sometimes feel lonely and not as remembered as before. However, Haley maintained his optimism and love for his family, which helped him overcome difficult times in his life. His death left a deep sorrow in the hearts of audiences, who still remember him as a symbol of kindness and gentleness in the world of cinema. Clara Blandick, born June 4, 1880 in Hong Kong, was an actress best known for her role as Aunt Em in The Wizard of Oz, 1939. She began her career on stage before moving to film, where she excelled in supporting roles. Blandick had a genuine acting style that helped her connect with the audience. The role of Aunt Em not only showed her love and support for Dorothy, but also brought a warm family atmosphere to the story. After leaving the Hollywood stage, Blandick's life was difficult. She felt forgotten and no longer received many major roles. Her final years were filled with loneliness and sadness. She suffered from many health problems, including chronic pain and illness, which made daily life more difficult. Blandick lived alone and the stress of not being able to work weighed heavily on her. In April 1962, she committed suicide at her home, leaving audiences in mourning. Blandick's death was tragic, as the warm motherly image in The Wizard of Oz was in stark contrast to the pain she endured in reality. Burt Lahr, born August 13, 1895 in New York City, is an actor and comedian best known for his role as Zeke in The Wizard of Oz, 1939. Lahr began his acting career on Broadway, where he became one of the most prominent comedy stars with his unique comedic style and excellent acting ability. He is known for his humorous roles, demonstrating his wit and ability to communicate well with the audience. In The Wizard of Oz, Lahr plays Zeke, a kind-hearted farmer and one of Dorothy's friends. Although the role was only a small part of the story, Lahr left a strong impression with his sweet and humorous performance. After the success of The Wizard of Oz, Lahr continued to work in the entertainment industry but also faced many challenges in his personal life, including financial and career pressures. Burt Lahr died on December 4, 1967, at the age of 72, from pneumonia. In his later years, his health was failing, and the pressure of his declining career left him feeling lonely. Although he was famous for his role as Zeke in The Wizard of Oz, Lahr suffered from sadness and isolation from the artistic world he once loved. Ray Bolger, born January 10, 1904, in Dorchester, Massachusetts, is best known for his role as Hunk in the classic film The Wizard of Oz, 1939. In The Wizard of Oz, Bolger played Hunk, Dorothy's farmer friend who later transforms into the Brave Ones during his journey to Oz. His charming acting and exquisite dancing skills helped Bolger create a lovable and entertaining character. After the success of the film, Bolger continued to work in the entertainment industry, appearing in many television shows and films, but never had a prominent role like that in The Wizard of Oz. He was also a mime and often participated in vaudeville performances. Ray Bolger died on January 15, 1987, at the age of 83, from pneumonia. In his later years, his health declined significantly, causing him to face many physical challenges. Despite a successful career as Hunk in The Wizard of Oz, Bolger experienced periods of loneliness and pain as his mobility and ability to participate in the artistic activities he loved were limited. He lived a relatively private life, and the pressures of age and health problems created a sense of emptiness in his soul. However, his legacy lives on through his memorable performances and the love of audiences for The Wizard of Oz. Billie Burke, born August 7, 1884 in Washington, D.C., is a famous actress, best known for her role as Glinda, the Good Witch in The Wizard of Oz, 1939. In The Wizard of Oz, Burke portrayed Glinda with sparkling beauty and gentle personality, bringing the image of a good witch who is willing to help Dorothy on her journey to find the way home. Her acting combined with her gorgeous costumes created an attractive and magical image. After the success of the film, Burke continued to participate in many films, but no longer reached the same heights as before. She had difficulty adapting to the changes in the film industry, especially when talkies began to become popular. However, her role in The Wizard of Oz remains one of the most beloved parts of her career. Billie Burke died on May 14, 1970, at the age of 85, from complications related to her aging health. In her later years, she struggled with a number of health issues, including pneumonia and difficulty walking. Despite her illustrious career as Glinda in The Wizard of Oz, her final years were filled with sadness and loneliness as she lived away from the spotlight she once loved. She felt forgotten in the film industry, where her presence was no longer appreciated as it had been. Despite this, Billie Burke maintained her optimism and charm until the end of her life. But her death was a great loss to both her family and the audience who loved her. Her legacy, especially that of Glinda, lives on in the hearts of the public. Pat Walsh, born April 24, 1914, is an American actor and performer. Best known for his role as Nico, the Wicked Witch's servant, in The Wizard of Oz, 1939. In The Wizard of Oz, Walsh played Nico, an important character in the Wicked Witch's army. Although he did not have many lines, his performance made a strong impression and helped to heighten the dramatic atmosphere of the film. With his strong appearance and sharp expressions, Walsh became an indispensable part of this classic fairy tale. After The Wizard of Oz, Pat Walsh continued to work in the entertainment industry but did not receive a prominent role like Nico. Pat Walsh died on May 24, 1979, at the age of 65. From cancer. In the last months of his life, he suffered from many painful and difficult treatments, which greatly affected his health and spirit. Despite having a memorable artistic career as Nico in The Wizard of Oz, Walsh felt lonely and anxious when facing a serious illness. He lived in fear of death and the after-effects of the disease, which made him lose his vitality as before. Although Pat Walsh's life and career were no longer as brilliant as before, his legacy still lives on in the hearts of audiences through the image of Nico in the classic film. Jerry Marin, born January 24, 1920, in Chicago, Illinois, was an actor and performer best known for his role as a member of the Lollipop Guild in the film The Wizard of Oz, 1939. Marin was one of the dwarf actors in the film, and his performance left a lasting impression on audiences. In The Wizard of Oz, Marin and the other members of the Lollipop Guild appear in a memorable scene where they greet Dorothy and sing the song, "We Represent the Lollipop Guild." His likability and humor contributed to the magical atmosphere of the story. Jerry Marin died on May 6, 2023, at the age of 103, due to age-related health issues. In the final months of his life, he struggled with physical difficulties, including a decline in mobility and general health. Although he lived a long and memorable life as a result of his role in The Wizard of Oz, Marin also experienced pain and loneliness as he was no longer able to participate in the activities he loved. However, he remained optimistic, sharing stories about his career and continuing to bring joy to others. Jerry Marin's death is a great loss to both his family and the community that loved the show. But his legacy as a member of the Lollipop Guild will live on forever. Frank Morgan, born June 1, 1890 in New York City, is a famous American actor, best known for his role as Professor Marvel in the film The Wizard of Oz, 1939. In The Wizard of Oz, Morgan not only portrayed Professor Marvel but also played many other roles, including the Wicked Witch and the Good Witch, which demonstrated his versatility in acting. The role of Professor Marvel is an important character, acting as a guide for Dorothy on her journey, providing comfort and hope. Morgan's humorous and warm performance made his character an indispensable part of this classic fairy tale. Despite his great success in his film career, Morgan also faced many difficulties in his personal life. He struggled with alcoholism, which affected his health and career. Frank Morgan died on September 18, 1949, at the age of 59, of a heart attack. His passing was mourned not only for his acting talent but also for the struggles he faced in life. Frank Morgan's legacy lives on through his memorable roles, most notably as Professor Marvel in The Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz not only left a deep impression on the audience because of its magical story and memorable characters, but also because of the emotional life journeys of the actors in this work. Each of them brought a part of their talent and passion, creating a perfect picture of friendship, hope and dreams. However, behind the stage lights, they also experienced ups and downs, pain and loneliness, making their stories even more profound and humane. Let's remember and appreciate their contributions together, and continue to explore the magical world of cinema. Don't forget to follow and discover more interesting videos on our channel to learn more about classic movies and the characters we love. Thank you for joining us on this journey.